Welcome to Streaming Deluxe, presented by Mr. Orange. My name is Mr. Orange, guys, and I want to talk today about the stock market, about the gaming industry, and in particular about the gaming stocks. So, guys, the last week was nasty. The last week was really hefty for all stock owners, especially when it comes to technology. So here you can see the Nasdaq 100. I make you a link to the Yahoo Finance where you can find all of this. So look at this. Since 4 days the Nasdaq was falling, and if we go in the 5 day, look what happened in the 5 days. We had some massive earnings winnings here. So, but then it was falling even more, and then we started to get up again, but not to the highs of the highs before. So just a little bit down, and then we were falling again. When this happens, then it's normally, you can say, you are in some sort of a bear market, friends. So yeah, the situation at the moment on the stock market is maybe not the best one. So it's a bit grim in this sense. So let's say a lot of institutional investors are going out. They're looking for different opportunities for investments, for example bonds, for example, where they can get interest for like 3-4% for sure. And yeah, and this at the moment is, let's say if we're not jumping back quickly, then there is a long fall possible, as you can see here, from the all-time high to, let's say, when here's a support line, it's like 38% for the Nasdaq alone. So so what does this mean, my friends? So I would say to better understand, or let's say go into particular stocks for the gaming industry, let's take a little view. So you know, I was already talking about those stocks before. So Ubisoft Entertainment, they were also massively falling here, as you can see. They were falling from the all-time high, 20% now down. And that's how the picture looks for Ubisoft. They were having really a run this year. What is it? Activision-blizzard. Activision-blizzard also felt a lot, actually. So also here, all-time high to where we now, it's like minus 18-19%. So, and we broke through the 200 average line, so the 50s anyway. So looks not the best, but let's see if we can bounce back. So, but when it's correlated to the Nasdaq, let's see what's going on with the Nasdaq then. Nintendo. Oh my god, last time I checked this here, as you can see, with all my lines I was drawing here. Yeah, down 33% from the all-time high Japanese stock. So important for diversification. So doesn't look like we're getting back to what we once had in like 2008 before the financial crisis, and this is really strong, really hurt a lot of people. And then from 2012 to 2015, no one was actually believing in Nintendo anymore. I remember I thought myself Nintendo goes bankrupt. So I thought they sucked so much with the which console did they bring out? Was it the Wii? No, I don't remember. So I think 2015. Yeah, this was actually the Wii. Interesting here, but the Switch really gave it also quite a push. Take-Two Interactive, my friends. Take-Two Interactive. Red Dead Redemption 2 is out. It was selling a lot, very successful weekend, you can say. Is the game as good as people expected? I personally think it's a bit slow, it's a bit clunky, and but it looks impressive. Very beautiful game. It looks impressive, but the controls and the gameplay are not what I expect. I expected more. So does this have an impact now on the stock? I would not say, because the stock is more It's more directed by the fact that the game is selling well. So overall, we're nice in an uptrend. But anyways, let's see how this plays out here. So, but also Take-Two Interactive was falling. Electronic Arts, our little favorite of the most hated company in the world. So just kidding. I don't have a problem with Electronic Arts. So, but a lot of people don't like the company. Doesn't matter. All-time high 147 and now $96. So got really beaten down too. Here's the 200 days average line. If we break through this, then it can get nasty as well. Tencent. What shall I say? Tencent was such an incredible growth company. Incredible how they got up and really went through the whole market in 2018 from 2017 like crazy. I mean, let's check the percentage from 2017 to 2000. The one trend line, 162%, and now we are down 42% already, or a little bit even more here. So my friends, yeah, so 45%. So yeah, what shall I say? It doesn't look so good actually for Tencent. So what is the problem? So I'm going to talk about them. I have some news for you regarding Tencent, but it's also of course the trade dispute. Let's call it a dispute and not a war yet, between China and the US. So I would say here's a very strong support line, and then again here as a support line, definitely a support line. I mean, but let's see if it really goes down this far. I mean, it's like crazy what it lost. So what here's also some sort of support, but it looks actually that we broke through it. So yes, Tencent. So let's talk a little bit more about Tencent, because I think there were some very interesting news recently. For example, now I found this news, Reuters on 25th of October. Bilibili and the Tencent partner to broaden anime and games content for Gen Z platform, and they are under agreement Tencent to participate in exchange and purchase of existing anime copyright, and will expand its further cooperation with Tencent by jointly operating more Tencent games on Bilibili's platform. So yeah, something going on. Bilibili's platform and Tencent are continuing to work together. And then another interesting news, China's pause on video game approvals expected to drag into next year. That's not very bullish, that's actually a very bearish story. So Chinese video game companies, battered by a halt in new game approvals, are expecting the freeze to stretch into next year. In a blow for a sector that was recently a money spinner, regulators haven't greenlighted the sale of new titles since March. We were already talking about this in my video of the gaming industry in China, so check this out. There's some more information and a bit more objective, neutral picture about this. So this news is maybe a bit strong on this in the Wall Street Journal. When a government reorganization started, game companies expected approvals to resume this month following the completion of the shuffle. Story continues. Let's click here. All right, then there's a pay. You have to pay for the story, so then it's fine. So the Wall Street Journal, check this out. And then another very interesting news. So China halts special approval process for new games. So actually, after the approval process, the regular approval process, they were having a special approval process, and now they were even halting the special approval process. So number of new mobile games distributed on Tencent's WeChat drops. Not very nice. 14 to 6. So Bloomberg writes, China's regulators have ended the issuance of game licenses through a stopgap approval process. People familiar with the matter said, closing the last known official path for making money from new titles in the world's biggest gaming market. Licenses are no longer being granted through a process known as the Green Channel, used for testing both domestic and foreign games. So it was a testing challenge, channel actually. Said the people who asked not to be identified because the matter is private. The approval mechanism had been in place since at least August, following the government's decision earlier this year to restructure how it reviews video games for violence, gambling and sensitive topics. We were talking about this, my friends. The new restrictions in the $38 billion market threaten the fortunes of game companies such as Tencent Holding and NetEase and add to uncertainty about the Communist Party's long-term plans for regulating the industry. The previous crackdown, which affected online, mobile and console games, also hit China's Bilibili Incorporation, while Japan's Capcom, Nexon and Konami Holdings all saw their shares decline. Tencent has lost about $160 billion in market value. So that's what we saw before here, what I was showing you here. So over 160 billion in market value, my friends. So that's pretty a lot. So very much a lot. So 160, yeah. While it's unclear why Beijing has shut down that window, the government has stepped up its oversight of an industry it sees fomenting addiction, myopia and other ills among countries. Some analysts had anticipated that the broader freeze would end by September, so we talked about this before. They had seen the Green Channel as a temporary solution to carry the industry until then. Tencent shares reversed gains and fell as much as 2.1%, while Nexon dropped 3.3% and Capcom declined 4.6%. Fortnite, this year's hottest title, was among the games Tencent was seeking to push through the Green Channel. President Martin Lau told investors in August the procedure meant that you can actually have a 1 month monetization testing, he said. That's acted as a relief for the entire industry. Previously, all new games in China were registered with the Culture Ministry and checked for sensitive content. Another agency then granted licenses for commercialization. It is unclear how the process will change after the Communist Party finishes its overhaul of approvals. The government agencies didn't immediately respond to faxes seeking comment. Jane Jeep, a spokeswoman for Tencent, didn't respond to phone calls and email cries for comment. It doesn't sound good. Approval through the channel, never significant in volume to begin with, have stopped emerging entirely as of this month, the people said. The process had given publishers the ability to test how users reacted to games before the official approval process. In practice, it provided some game makers with a limited window to make money from titles during the license freeze. Industry players have been seeking alternatives to counter the setback. The freeze has given rise to a grey market where Chinese gaming companies have been selling their publishing licenses for as much as 500 yuan, so $72,000, said on one of the people. Prices have dropped to about 300,000 yen, renminbi, recently, suggesting some people expect the ban to end soon. The person added, what didn't happen. So profits for some games have held up despite the freeze, in part because the lack of new titles has meant gamers keep playing older ones longer. Refreshing existing titles with new content like maps and weapons through what's known as live operations has helped keeping engagement high, according to an executive at the one game in the company. So yeah, they're not bringing too many games now, so they keep up the old games and make money with the old games. So China gamers have also flocked to Steam, an online platform where people can play unlicensed titles. The site, which is owned by Seattle-based Valve and operates in the mainland through a partnership with China's Perfect World, has so far escaped the government crackdown. Oh my god, its games are now available via overseas servers, but it's unclear if that will continue once Steam begins using local servers as the China government requires. It's interesting how long Steam overseas can remain unblocked, since people are noticing how Chinese gamers are flooding the platform to download games. So we all have seen how many Chinese games are now on Steam. So if if you follow my other videos, you have seen it. So it might only be a matter of time that they get blocked. Oh my god, so this Bloomberg article from the 24th of October, Yuji Nakamura and Lulu Hilun from those correspondents, thank you very much for this information, very valuable. So guys, it doesn't look good for Tencent, doesn't look good for Chinese gaming market at the moment. So, and this is also, I mean, we should all be affected by this, because also gamers in the Western world, in Europe or in the US, we want great games, and as more money the game companies get from sales, also in the Chinese market, as better and as better produced games will be. So yeah, that's important for us too, for us gamers in the West. So it's, the outlook is a bit grim at the moment, I would say. So my friends, I'm leaving this here. I hope you enjoyed my games industry, stock market games industry video, and yeah, leave me a subscription, a commentary, or a thumbs up or thumbs down if you enjoyed it. So thank you guys, have a great day.